Hi guys, it's Liz from Sea Care, and it is a snow day here in Portland, but it gives me a great excuse to show you guys my new birth control teaching kit that came in the mail. I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you the methods that came in the kit and talk about some of the ones that I'm adding sort of from my own stash, and then just some general birth control tips. So I always tell people that birth control is really kind of try it till you buy it. I mean, the tricky thing is that you can have one experience and a different person with the same exact method, same exact brand of pill or whatever, may have a completely different experience. That's why it's always really good to just talk to your provider. So you can talk to them about experience that you've had in the past, any side effects that you're concerned about, timing of your pregnancy, if you're interested in getting pregnant, is it 3 years, 5 years, never, or whatever. Just, make sure that they know that, because that can also help them choose the best method for you. And then what your lifestyle is. Like, can you take a method at the same time every day? Is your lifestyle like that, or is it just not going to work for you? All those things are just, good things to keep in mind. So I want to get into it and show you guys some of the methods. If you have any additional questions, though, you can also check out our website, which is seacare.oregon.gov. Or you can also go to Bedsider. Bedsider has a lot of really great info. So I always like to send people there as well. So this is the birth control teaching kit. So I got this from Planned Parenthood of the Greater Northeast. And it came in this big box, which is great because I like to throw in a lot of flyers too when I go out and do events. And then this is the contents list. So this just tells you everything that comes in the birth control teaching kit. Now, it did come with a female condom, which is great. Female condoms they're also known as internal condoms. They haven't been super popular in the States, but I do know that they've gained some traction in other countries. And my understanding of it is it's like a big learning curve to really understand how to use them, be able to use them effectively. But they're kind of tricky. But once you do, supposedly it may be more comfortable than the male condom. So it only came with one. I kind of wish it would have come with more than one. But it did come with lots of condoms, which is great. Lots of great male condoms. So it came with different flavors, like unlubricated flavored condom, which are good for oral sex. It came with like different colors and like thinness and studded and all that kind of stuff. So it comes with like a lot of really good variety, but it didn't come with anything to do a condom demonstration on. So I had to add Woody, which is what we have from our own stash. So Woody, a wooden penis, and so this is what we use to demonstrate condoms on when we go out and do events. But it did come, which I was really happy with, it came with lube. So it came with this water-based lube, and this is ID Glide. I haven't tried this one yet. So sometimes water-based lubes can be like a little too sticky and a little too thick, but this one's actually pretty good. As you can kind of see, it's not really that as thick as some of the other water-based lubes. And then I will definitely add another kind of lube to my kit. I'm probably going to get, there's water-based, silicone-based, and then water-silicone hybrids. So I'll probably get a hybrid lube, something like Liquid Silk, just to show people that lube can have a totally different texture than maybe what they've seen before, because that one's more of like a creamy consistency. So I always like to promote lube because it can also, it can increase pleasure in sex, which is great, and then it can also reduce your risk of getting STDs, because it can help you not tear as much and reduce your risk for HIV. So that's really great. One of the other methods that came with in the kit is a diaphragm. So diaphragms, not super popular these days, but some people are hoping for a comeback. But it is another barrier method like condoms. And this is what it looks like. And this is an old diaphragm in that it has to be fitted. So the older kind of diaphragms, you have to have them sized. And then your provider will figure out what size you are, and then you have this. And then what you typically do is you use this with spermicidal foam. So the spermicidal foam also came in the kit, which is great. And what you want to do is you want to open up the foam, and then it's this kind of this applicator. It's like a plunger. So you just kind of go and whoop, whoop, oh my gosh. So you just want to go ahead. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, did you see that? So you just want to plunge it on in there, and you want to spread the foam all around the diaphragm and on the edge, right? So that is how you have it in. And then once you are all done, then you want to go ahead and fold it and then you just insert it on up into the vag. So that is spermicidal foam and diaphragm, and now you know that you want to maybe be a little bit more gentle when you plunge down on it, for future reference. So, and then I did go ahead and add this as well. So this is the new diaphragm. So this is Kaya, and Kaya does not actually need to be fitted. It's a one size fits all, and they recommend that you use, instead of the contraceptive foam, contraceptive gel. Now you want to be a little bit careful with the contraceptive foam, because not only can it spill all over you, but it's non-oxynol 9, and that can increase irritation and increase your risk for HIV. So again, just talk to your provider if that's a method that you're interested in using. Now, one of the other non-hormonal methods that I really like is the IUD. So this is Paragard, and this is lasts at least 10 years, and it's a copper IUD. So you make an appointment, have it inserted, and then you have protection for 10 years. The cool thing about Paragard is that it can also be used as emergency contraception. So if you have a condom that breaks, or if you have unprotected sex and you're worried about being pregnant, you can try to call the clinic and get a same-day appointment so that they can insert the IUD. And the Paragard is a good example of the try it till you buy it too, because I had a friend who wanted a Paragard, and she went and talked to the nurse, and the nurse said, oh, well, it can make your periods heavier. And who wants a heavier period? That sounds really, that does not sound appealing. So, but my friend had not had good experience with birth control that had hormones. She wanted something non-hormonal. She wanted something that lasts a long time, so she tried it, and it actually made her period shorter. So that's the thing. Like, you can have one experience with Paragard, your sister can have another experience with Paragard, your trans friend who just started on T can have a completely different experience with Paragard. So that's why I always say, like, try it until you buy it, because you really never know. So another method that it didn't come in the kit, so I added it myself, is natural family planning. So these are cycle beads, and so we have cycle beads actually in, cycle beads. We have these actually in some of our C-Care clinics, and this is a natural family planning method. It's also kind of known as the calendar method. There's some newer names like the 2-day method, the standard days method. But basically it's just about tracking your fertility. So it has this little like black ring, and you just kind of move the ring from day to day. And then this is your fertility window. So the good thing about natural family planning to know is that you really need to be able to have the self-control to not have sex for this many days. And if you can, then it may be a great method for you. So some women, they don't want anything inserted into their body, or they may, they may not want to have hormones in their bodies. They want to have a period. There's a lot of reasons why people choose naturally family planning. But the thing about it is, and you can also actually just download an app and do it on your phone if you have a smartphone. But the thing is that it's really tricky to get down at first, and it has a really high failure rate. So the failure rate for naturally family planning is like 24%, typically within a year if you don't do it right. So I always recommend, if you're interested in it, that's great. Just go in and talk to your provider, even though you might not need to like go and leave with something if you're just going to download it on your phone. But it's still good to just go in, check in, and have them help you get started on it. And then that way it's going to be a good, effective method for you. So, but these are cycle beads, and I did add that. So we also there are also the typical kind of what I think of as the monthly cycle methods that they came with the kit, which is great. So this one is just your typical pill, patch, and ring. So this is the pills, and so it has just the 3 weeks of pills with hormones, and then a week of pills without hormones. This is the patch. So the patch came with it as well, and the patch, basically you just put on one patch 1 week, a second patch the second week, third patch third week, and then you take it off for a week. And I like this because it also comes with these like calendar stickers. So you can put them on your calendar if you're analog, or you can also of course set reminders on your phone if you're digital. But it's good to just kind of know when you need to change it out. And then the other is the ring. So it did come with the ring, and this is the Nuva ring, and this is just one that I use for demonstrations. And is, the way that it works is it's kind of similar to the diaphragm, and that you basically just fold it up, and then you just want to fold it up and then insert it on up into your vag. And the nice thing about this is you only have to put in one a month. So you put in one for 3 weeks, and then you take it out for a week, and then you put your next ring in. So some women really like this one. It's good to know too that the monthly methods that are kind of like around your monthly cycle, they have higher amount of hormones. So if you don't necessarily tolerate hormones very well, but you're still interested in maybe like not having your period, then you might want to try a long-acting method, because some of that can happen in some of the long-acting methods. So long-acting methods are going to be the depot shot. So it didn't come with an actual syringe in the kit, but it just shows you a picture of the depot shot. And the depot shot, you just basically get it once every 3 months. The thing to keep in mind with this method is that it can take 6 months, maybe up to 12 months for your fertility to return to normal. So if you want to get pregnant, you want to have a method where you can take it out and get pregnant right away, you're not going to really want depot. But pretty much all the other hormonal methods, pill, patch, ring, the implant, or an IUD, you can just get pregnant right away. So that's just something to keep in mind. It only came with one, it only came with a Paragard, so it didn't come with a hormonal IUD, so I just added a Liletta from my stash. The hormonal IUDs last for 3 to 5 years, so those are, and they're over 99% effective, which is great. So those are a really great option. And then the other method that I added for my own kit is actually the implant. So the implant is actually it's the most effective method technically. Like IUDs, it's over 99% effective, but it's really very, very effective. So, and I like this because it's kind of squishy. So you can show people what it feels like under the skin. That's what this thing is. It's like it has a thing in there, like one of the implants in there. And then I like it too because it also has this which shows the size of the implant. So it's not actually that big. And really all you do is make an appointment. It's a pretty short procedure. They just bloop, make a slit in your arm and insert it in. This is a great long-acting method to think about as well. This is EC, so it didn't actually come with EC pills, but it did come with just kind of to show you the emergency contraception pill, this laminated card. And with the EC pills, there are some weight restrictions, so it's just kind of good to ask your provider what method might be great for you. And so that's basically all the methods that came in the kit. It also came with a couple other really cool things. It came with a facts about birth control and STI brochure, sexually transmitted infections, the facts. And these are great, but they're kind of long. So I'm not actually going to take these out of my kit and put in my own methods or my own method brochures. So this one is from Bedsider, and I really like this one because it's image based, and so for people who do not speak English as their first language, it's really easy to understand. So I'm going to put this in my kit. And then the other thing I'm actually going to put in my kit is our C-Care brochure. And so this is El Control de la Natalidad Ideal para mí. This is the Spanish version, and in English it's my ideal birth control. And it has the requirements for our program. And then it also has our website on the back, which is ccare.oregon.gov, and then our Facebook, which is facebook.com/OregonCCare. And I'd really encourage everybody to follow us on Facebook as well. We have some really great different articles on there on healthy self-esteem, body image, healthy relationships, all the latest on birth control news, and also some really cool features. Like we had a 3-part series last month on reproductive justice. So please definitely check us out on Facebook. And if you have any ideas for my next video, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great one. All right, bye-bye.